Pamela with Journey Magazine, and today I will be interviewing the Honorable Judge Phil Littlejohn. First of all, I would like to say thank you very much for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, thank you. Born in Gaffney, South Carolina.
Okay.
Moved to Ohio, and then I went to school there, went to Central State University, majored in accounting, graduated in 1969, worked for General Motors as a foreman. And then my friend was in law school, and he said, why don't you go to law school? I said, well, heck, if you can go to law school. So I ended up in law school.
Got you.
And that changed my life.
Awesome, awesome. Well, I understand that you retired some time ago, but I'd like to ask you some questions. When did you decide that you wanted to be a judge?
First of all, I was a public defender. I handled nothing but criminal cases.
Okay.
And then I became a prosecutor, assistant city prosecutor for Dayton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
And I held both of those, just trying to get certain experiences under my belt. And then I went into private practice. I used to represent entertainers,
wow, okay.
players, Bezos, son.
Mm-hmm.
And then I became an entrepreneur.
Awesome.
And then I ran for judge. After I became judge, I opened a coffee house.
Okay.
And then the young lady that had the salon wanted to put a coffee house, juice bar inside of her salon. And I did that for her. Then she said, hey, you might be interested in hair extensions.
Absolutely.
That was 2012.
Mm-hmm.
And ever since then, I've been in hair extension business.
Incredible. Well, let me ask you about being a judge. What were your best attributes as a judge?
I think my treatment of people.
Okay.
I think the way I treated people.
Certainly.
I always felt that I was anointed to do this job. I didn't feel like I was ascending to a particular level.
Mm-hmm.
And when you came to my court, you're too young to remember night court, but that's the kind of court I ran. It was a people's court. In fact, I had the reputation of being the people's judge, so to speak. So I was hard on the guys sometimes because they weren't taking care of the kids or beating up on the young ladies.
Mm-hmm.
Don't like that. My mom was a lady.
Right.
And my wife was a lady, and my daughters. So I guess I was a little biased when it came to guys who were beating up on the young ladies.
Makes sense, yes.
And of course they'd tell me what happened. And I said, well, how much do Pampers cost, or how much does baby food cost? But I had a particular temperament, I believe, for people.
Yes, sir.
And so that helped me a lot.
That's awesome. Well, Judge Littlejohn, how would you describe your personal ethics?
Well, I think they're pretty high. I think they're very high. You know, when you're an elected official, you have an opportunity. People come to you, and they try to compromise you sometimes. And I always tell people there's a method to get where you are. You get to a certain level, but it's harder to stay at that level.
Sure.
It's just as hard. And if you make a mistake, you're going to slide right back down. So ethics are very important. So if a person were to buy you for $1 million, the next time it's free. In other words, you've been compromised and you have no basis to change or deny them what they want of you.
Makes sense.
So it's very important.
Yes, sir. Well, let me ask you this. What course material prepared you the most for your career in law?
Well, I would say my upbringing.
Mm-hmm.
My upbringing and being raised without a dad and not having that much contact with my mom. I always felt that even if you don't have the perfect family, or if you had a bad family, it's up to you in your mind to create the family that you wanted. So I always prescribe to that. So regardless of what you're doing in front of me, this is what we're going to do. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. You'll stay with me. And that was always my attitude when it came to court cases.
Certainly. Okay, what advice would you give a student, a law student who aspires to be a judge?
Well, if you aspire to be a judge, first you're going to have to practice law first. Secondly, you're going to have to graduate from law school, obviously. And make sure you graduate. Just because it's hard, and it is hard, it depends on your temperament for that particular subject. You might not graduate cum laude or magna cum laude, just graduate thank you laude.
Okay, so what advice would you give to a judge, a new judge, being that you have all this experience? What's the tip you share with us?
A new judge has to always feel like they are a product of the people where they came from. And most of the ones who are elected are from the people. Oftentimes, some people forget that. And when you forget that, you start this erosion coming down off that lofty height where the public elected you to. So you have to stay humble, and you got to remember all these things that got you there, because they haven't changed. And you're under intense microscope, people looking at you.
That's some great information. Let's talk about your subsequent career as an entrepreneur, where we are today. I was wondering, with your business or businesses, how did you get the ideas for your business? I think you briefly touched on it, but can you elaborate a little bit more?
Well, the business, first of all, I went to seminary just to see what that was all about. Then I got this desire to be a carpenter. I'm a carpenter. I went to joint vocational schools. I don't know if they have those in Texas, but in Ohio, at joint vocational schools where people would go and learn to be a craftsperson, a plumber, electrician, carpenter. I took all those courses because I had an aptitude for that for some reason. And then I went into Habitat for Humanity. I ran that in Dayton, Ohio, and have a team of guys. We'd go around doing fix-up for senior citizens' homes.
That's amazing.
We would do that. And then, of course, I practiced law. And the problem was I never wanted to charge anybody. You know.
I get it. I get it. Same here.
And I felt that God gave me that talent, gave me that elevation. It's hard for me to charge people for this, you know.
That answers my next question about your mission. What was your mission? You kind of answered it.
Well, my mission is to justify my existence for all the blessings I have, and trying to figure out about giving. I still don't understand giving, you know, and I've been given so much, and I don't know how in the world I'm so blessed. I tell people you can have money in your pocket, but it's not about money, it's about relationships.
I understand.
I've experienced that so many times trying to deal with money versus relationships, and relationships always win out.
Super. Well, we touched on your businesses, but we want to know specifically, we talked about the hair products. What other businesses or services do you provide or manufacture?
Okay, we provide, we're in the hair products business.
Hair products, okay.
So we do wigs, we do bob wigs, we do full lace wigs, we do front lace wigs, we do 360 wigs, and we also do extensions. And we just added something new called a halo that people in other communities are using halos. It's not necessarily in the African American community right now. And we do units, which used to be called toupees. Even if I'm bald, I don't want a toupee, but I'll wear a unit. So we call them units. And
that's something new for me, units or toupees?
They're units. In the black community, they're called units. So we have the extensions, we have the tape ends, we have the clip ends, we have ad tips, U-tips, V-tips.
That sounds like everything that one would look for if they want hair extensions or anything that degree. You offer everything.
And every color you can think of, we have.
That's good information. Good information. Well, who do you attribute your success?
Well, I'm in the process of being successful. I like the idea of just getting up each day and just having the passion. If you got the passion, you can accomplish anything.
That's what it takes, passion.
It takes passion.
Okay. Well, how do you advertise your business?
Well, we only sell to wholesalers and sell to stylists. We tell the stylists that, hey, this is a profit center, that you can get your hair directly from us. You don't have to worry about the quality. Quality is there, consistent quality, and the prices are consistent. And the most important thing is the customer service. And so we have stylists that come by our fulfillment center, and we sell hair online to anyone. But basically, we have targeted just the stylists.
Okay.
And the hair business is a $20 billion business. I'm sorry, $10 billion business by year 2023. And we have found, because we do keep the statistics, that there has been an increase of almost 30% increase in barbers and salons coming in, taking advantage of that.
That's incredible.
So
That's good information.
We have some stylists, they cannot do extensions, and they do these other things. And the barbers can't do the units. But we have instructional videos that we do to give them so they can take advantage of this. For example, the average salary here in Houston is about $26,000 for a stylist. And we can increase that. That's about $13, $14 an hour. So we can increase your revenue center, and you can buy more things with it and offer a better service.
That's good. women love hair, men love hair, and it's just something that you're giving to us that we need.
You know, you said men love hair, and they do. 72% of men and women say that when their hair is different, it's looking the way they want
Yes, sir. Uh-huh.
it increases their self-esteem.
72%. That's a big
That's
number.
right.
How do you find your employees? You go out and get business. How do you search for these employees? And
Well,
find
the
the
employees,
best?
that's hard to do sometimes.
Yes, sir.
I'm looking for, if it's somebody that's doing the videos, I'm looking for a young lady that has a great smile.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd have to see some of our videos. It's hard to describe it, but
Yes.
certainly they have to be very personable.
Yes.
And they have to like people. And
Makes sense.
that's the main thing, is liking people,
Mm-hmm.
trying to be a customer service type person. And that's what makes a business. If you want to grow your business, you have to have good customer service. Assuming you have consistent quality, that's so important.
Okay. So your goals for your community is the next question, and it's to grow your business. I think you answered that.
And it creates employment.
And what was the second?
It creates employment.
Yes.
You know,
Okay.
And we're happy about that also.
Well, the last question I want to know is, what advice would you give to a person starting out? You entrepreneur trying to make it? in this
Okay,
business?
I think a person that's starting out, they should become aware of digital and advertising.
Mm-hmm.
You have the millennials, you have the Gen X,
Yes.
you have that, and you have the baby boomers. I'm not quite a baby boomer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little older than that, but you got to be able to appeal to all these folks,
Mm-hmm.
and especially the millennials and the Gen X. You know, they're always looking at their little iPhones,
Yes.
or whatever it is.
Yes, they are.
And if you're going to be successful in business, you have to be able to master the digital marketing,
Mm-hmm.
which is that's all the difference in the world. It's shutting down cement stores,
Mm-hmm.
brick and mortar stores is shutting down, going to digital marketing.
Well, I must say, Judge Littlejohn, you are a true role model and a hard act to follow, and very inspirational. Very, very inspirational. We just want to thank you for sharing this information. It's a wealth of knowledge, and we appreciate you. We really appreciate you for this interview.
Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome, sir. Thank you.